They do not scare me.
All right. Hello, Keller Williams, East Valley. We are going to get started today. Thank you for joining us. We are today going to be talking about working divorce, real estate, how you'll be able to grow your business through there. It is a field that you need to know how to navigate. It takes some professionalism. It takes some knowledge. It takes some care. And we have a great teacher for us today in Shanna Day. She's going to be showing us all of what it takes in order to partner with the right people and increase your business that way. Before we jump into that, there's just a couple things in matter of housekeeping I want to make sure that we cover here. So tomorrow, well, actually before tomorrow, I want to make sure everybody is aware that on in Command, we now have designs that are ready for us to use. And I don't know if I'm sharing the right thing here. I don't think I am. Let me try that again. Here we go. All right, now that looks better. So in designs, we have all kinds of new designs that are available for you. I encourage you to get in there, check them out, including stuff about the Y4C2Ts, stuff that you're going to be able to use for Veterans Day, which is today, of course, but there's pre-made posts in there for you to use, as well as upcoming Thanksgiving posts. So no need to go out and try to recreate it. Just go in there, grab them, post them, be able to do it right from within Command. It's one of the beautiful things of our integrated platform. You just go in there, drop it, and they even have pre-written content now for you. So check that out. You don't even have to come up with what to say. I mean, they're literally making it the easy button, and you're ready to go. Okay? Next thing, tomorrow, folks, business planning clinic. We're doing the business planning clinic tomorrow from 9 to 3. You can be here in person. You can join us on Zoom. If you're on Zoom, I strongly encourage you to not be in a distracted place, all right? The business planning clinic is for preparing your path for 2021. 2020 turned out to be better for some than they thought. It turned out to not be as great as for others. 2021, we're going to be talking about what you need to do in our new market that we're all dealing with, how you need to put your business together, how you chart your course. You're going to come out of there with an actionable plan. Okay, I'm teaching this class, and I promise you it's going to be tactical. We're going to have mindset. It's going to be tactical. You're going to leave with stuff to implement on 2021, and you will have a roadmap. So tomorrow in the university room or on Zoom, 9 to 3 p.m. Okay. Next week, November 18th, next Wednesday. All right, we have an ALC panel. There is sponsored by Magnus Title for our stakeholders meetings. The panel is going to be talking about different closing strategies, how to use assumptive closes to get your deals done, different kinds of situations that you may be coming up against, and examples that they are seeing in their business right now. So this panel, come, you'll be able to ask your questions directly to our ALC members, Brad Cox, Charles Dine, David Najafi, and Matt Coaches. That's next week, next Wednesday, 12 to 2. All right. Now, Monday and Tuesday next week, I want you guys to be aware our insurance package that we have available for KWEV agents. It's in open enrollment right now. Began November 1st. It runs through December 15th. We will have on site Monday and Tuesday next week, the ability for you to sign up or at least check it out. I mean, it doesn't cost anything to check it out. Find out what it could look like for you and your family if you were to be taking advantage of this. So open enrollment, as I said, is November 1st through the 15th, December 15th. So right now we're in open enrollment. We're having in-office signups. You can come Monday from 10 to 11 a.m., Tuesday from 2 to 3 in the afternoon. Those are both on KWEV dates. This will not be Zoom. Okay, you will have to come in and talk to them. But the benefit of talking to them, guys, is that they are putting together the package for you. They know, well, insurance 1 and insurance 2 doesn't cover the doctor that you have, so you actually need this other third insurance possibility. Doesn't cost you anything. Come talk to them. All right. If you have questions on it, please email me or Stephanie Ochoa. Okay. So Monday and Tuesday, they will be here in the office. We will also be sending out an email that will have all the information. So you'd be able to contact Howard is his name, Howard over at Maria Slater, and get yourself signed up if you're not able to be at one of those 2 times. And again, this is a KWEV exclusive offering. Nobody else gets this. And if you guys missed the part, because I went over it kind of fast on the slide before this one, tax savings plan is part of it. Who couldn't use an additional tax savings of $6,000? They're going to show you how to do that. And it's part of the program. I mean, when I saw it, I was absolutely blown away for how easy it makes it for you and your family to take advantage of those kinds of tax savings. So check it out. All right. And the final thing to note is that Masterminds is coming up the 17th and 18th for $50. I mean, I don't know that there's a better $50 you can spend than to have 2 days of masterminding where you're going to hear from the top, the top folks out there. Masterminds normally costs about $400 plus your travel. So we're talking a tenth of the price, and you get this. You can sit in your pajamas if you want. Whatever works for you. All right. And so that's all we have in terms of the housekeeping. With that, I want to welcome those of you who don't know Shanna Day. Shanna Day is an incredible agent in our office. She does a lot of high-end luxury, but that's not the only thing she does. That's kind of her specialty. Yet Shanna is a very savvy agent, very savvy businesswoman who has built a great business. She has locations here and in Utah. Has been in Utah for a long time, well before there was expansion. She was up there as well. And she has been doing this divorce niche for niche, whatever you want to call it, for some time. So with no further ado, Shanna, I'm going to throw everything over to you. You have the ability to share, to do anything you need. I'm here as you need me. Take it away.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
We sure do.
Awesome. I am so excited to be here. Sounds kind of funny, but I'm excited to actually have expertise in something that maybe none of the other realtors out there have. So I get to share that today, and I think it's going to be really fun. And we're going to dive deep into what divorce real estate can do for your business and how you can increase your business with divorce. And I can show you kind of what we've done over the years that has increased our business. So I'm pretty excited to be here. Thank you for the time. I'm going to share my screen with you for a bit. So here we go. So we're going to talk about a real estate collaborative team for divorce. And I kind of want to go through this so that you can actually use me as the expert if you ever are in a situation where you have divorcing clients. As you know, divorcing clients are very, very difficult. They are on different schedules. They have different temperaments. One will be texting me at midnight. The other one will find out they were texting me at midnight, and they'll start texting me at 4 or 5 a.m. to give their rebuttal. And so it gets really, really hairy, and they get really, really strong-willed because they're defending everything that they have, and they're cutting everything in half. So it becomes a very, very big roller coaster of emotions for them. And so we're going to talk about how to control emotions. We're going to talk about how to increase your business so you have more real estate business, and things that you probably don't even know about yet. We're going to cover a lot of things. I am a mega team leader, luxury expert. I've been in business for 22 years doing luxury, building subdivisions, building luxury homes. Got licensed with KW in 2008 and have been with East Valley ever since. I'm very thrilled about that. I'm also what's called a special real estate commissioner, and I have a designation called Rcsd, which is a real estate collaborative specialist for divorce. And we're going to kind of dive into both of those things and find out what the difference is. Okay. All right, so first of all, I kind of want to talk a little bit about our team and why we do what we do. Our mission, these are our mission, vision, values that's up on the board and on the wall of our office, and we go over them regularly because this is our mission. This is what we're out to try to prove and to be. So our mission is to be known as real estate experts to colleagues and clients alike. So that means any cross agents or agents from the office, we want you to be able to come to us because we are experts in our field, and you'll find out more as we go through the presentation. So our vision is to dominate markets, and with our Keller Williams East Valley office, I think we are dominating a lot of the East Valley, and I'm really thrilled about that. I think on the Mesa list, we are number 6. Our team's number 6 on how much we sell in real estate in Mesa, but that's behind Open Door, OfferPad, Blandford. What's the other big one? So we're actually like number 2 on the real estate side. So I'm super excited about that. Our values: the success of our business comes by our heart, our hard work, expert skill sets, accountability, respect for all, and teamwork. So our mission, our vision, and our values will give us direction, strength, and purpose. Together, we will create an empire, and only together will we succeed. So these things we kind of pound in each member of our team, because this gives us direction and success. And if we follow the formula of our team, everybody can make more by helping each other. And we offer this expert skill sets to everyone in our office as well. We want you to understand what you can do to increase your business. So today, we're going to be talking about how to increase your sales through divorce real estate partnering. And I put that word in there for a reason, is because we, as the Shanna Day team of real estate experts, can partner with you with any of your divorce clients. And we can assist you, we can co-list with you, and we can help you in any way. And we'll find out why you may need us here in just a little bit. So let's kind of dive in and talk about what Rcsd designation is. So it's a designation. It's called Real Estate Collaborative Specialist for Divorce. And I've received my training from Dr. Professor Kelly Murray. She got her education from Harvard and Stanford, and she now teaches at Princeton. She also goes around the country and she teaches judges and divorce attorneys, also estate planners, mediators, financial planners, counselors, anybody that has any relationship to divorce. She teaches this to them. It also relates to, and it's very, very similar to probate, estate planning, elderly. So any of the things that we're going to talk about today can be used with any of those other type of clients. So probate, if you're going to meet with anybody that does probate, estate planning, use what you learned today to help win some more business over. So I was privileged at the time when I got the designation. So I got it at the right time, and I became a special real estate commissioner at the same time. I don't know how many of you have heard of that before, but probably not very many. So a special real estate commissioner with the Maricopa County Courts is, it's a privilege to be on that list. And I've earned that through many things, many ways. One is being luxury. And I really honestly believe that I'm probably the only one on the list that has luxury experience, that has a real estate Rcsd designation and that training, and a special real estate commissioner and court experience. So if you have divorcing clients, please give me a call, because those things combined will probably benefit your clients more than you can imagine. All right, so what's a special real estate commissioner, right? So the courts will appoint a special real estate commissioner when a sale of a real estate property is ordered by the court. And this can be before mediation, it can be during mediation, it can be after mediation, it can be before the divorce decree is signed or after the decree is signed. But we really, really want to get the word out there that if clients can call us before they go to mediation, we can solve a lot of headaches for them. And we're going to dive deep into what some of those headaches are and those scary stories, what they'll be, okay? So how does it work? Let's just talk about the commission, real estate commission side first, and then we'll go in and we'll talk about the designation, because they're kind of two different things. So the real estate commission calling, or whatever you want to call it, job, it's ordered by the court, and how it's set up is that when the court decides that they're going to have to order a sale because the husband or wife or two spouses cannot agree on anything, and the court says, okay, I want you to find a special real estate commissioner and they will sell your property. There's no choice. And so each of the spouses, they get to put 2 names in the hat. So if we can get a hold of them and try to combine the names, so the one spouse is putting in Shanna Day's name and the other spouse is putting in Shanna Day's name, the judge will use Shanna Day for that. If I'm one of the 4 that get put in the hat, then the judge will literally pick one of the 4 and go with whoever is in the hat. And you really don't want to get stuck with somebody that doesn't have luxury experience, marketing experience, court experience, designation experience, and all of the divorce experience that I've had over the years and running a team and all of the special things that we offer that nobody else has. So anything we can do before mediation, before it gets to the courts, it's very, very important that we get to your clients as soon as possible to save them a lot of headaches. So once the court has decided and ordered a special real estate commissioner, I will receive a letter from the courts, and it's very, very specific to those people and what that particular divorcing couple need and what the divorce decree requires. Now, I put this up here because my son is my graphic designer, and he said, Mom, you're known as the realtor's realtor, meaning look how many times, and these are just a few that I thought of this morning, these realtors right here, they chose me to either sell their homes or they referred me business, even though they're a realtor. So I put there a couple there that you will know right off the top. So David Najafi, David gave me a court-ordered divorce, which was pretty hairy because the spouses did not agree up until the very end that they would even sign. And it was in Mexico. So it was an interesting challenge, and I'm doing another one in Mexico right now with another court-ordered divorce. And so I've collaborated with another team down there, and we are getting them sold. But the one with David Najafi happened during COVID when the borders were blocked and people couldn't go down. So it was a challenge. And then we had the spouses who weren't getting along. So it was a challenge because it got drug out over time because of COVID. And then Charles Dine, I'm co-listing with Charles and Elizabeth right now for a court-ordered divorce. And we were lucky enough to get both spouses to put my name in the hat with the courts. So then we got chosen, and then I could choose the Dines to co-list with me. And that's been a real pleasure to be with the Dines and learn from them as well as them learn from me and tactics. And it's really been a pleasure to have some additional help. They can run out to the property and meet with the husband, because I can communicate with the wife better than I can with the husband, and Charles communicates with the husband better than the wife. So it's a good partnership for us. Okay, so let's move on just a little bit here. So the next one, the most important thing that you need to do, and Jason, you tell us this all the time, know your numbers, right? And for me, it's been a difficult challenge to absolutely know my numbers. And it's really taken me 12 years to really analyze what the numbers mean and what they're doing. But I want to kind of take you off here and kind of look at our team's numbers this year and how we're analyzing them for next year's planning, okay? So I'm just showing this to you because if I were a newer agent, I would really have liked if somebody would have shown me a chart that I could have figured out how to manage my numbers. And this is a chart that I've used since 2017, and it's color coded here. So you can see the different colors means different agents on my team and how many they're closing. So you can see who's closing what. It's not showing.
Yeah, right now we're seeing that you'll probably have to stop your share and then reshare. There you go. We're good now.
Thank goodness for a great administrative assistant. Excuse me. I need a drink just a second. Okay, so back to if somebody would have shown me the chart back when I got started, it would have been easier for me to know the numbers. Give me a second. Okay, so we've been using this particular chart for a few years, and it keeps track of not only our commissions and everything, but we keep track of the commissions of each agent, which title company, which lender, which inspector, which roofing company, which painter. We keep track of everything, so we know how much we're giving, how much business we're giving to everybody. And it's been very, very helpful. So as you go down through this chart, you can see the color codes. That's the agents that have brought in the business for those particular transactions. But what I did in 2017 that really, really shocked me. At the end of 2017, I'm looking at my numbers, I'm looking at the chart, and I was going through this column right here, and because we always keep track of where did the client come from. And as you can see in this one for 2020, you can see how many of these came from SOI, 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 SOI. See that? Almost the entire year is SOI. And I remember looking back thinking, oh my gosh, how did Bill Olmsted get so much referral business from his SOI? Well, persistence over time really, really works, okay? So marketing your SOI really, really works for referral business, for repeat business, and all of these SOI really add up. But in 2017, I started thinking, okay, that was from my SOI, but that one was a divorce, and that one was a divorce, and that one was a divorce. I added up in all this column here, how many people moved because it was a divorce. In 2017, it was 70% of the entire year was because of divorce. Like what happened in 2017, right? And we may be seeing a lot more of that because of COVID here in 2021, right? So in 2020, this is the transactions that we're looking at right now. I went through and I created a column here. What was the reason that they were moving? This one was from death. This one from divorce. This was from a job relocation. This one was upsizing, divorce, job relocation. And I put this and I added them all together. How many were from divorce? And again, at the end of the year, I'm kind of shocked what I figured out from the numbers. And I was expecting there to be more divorce. I think that's probably coming. But I was shocked in the fact that a big segment of it was from people upsizing. I was thinking during the COVID, it would be more downsizing because of the interest rates and inventory being at rock bottom prices. Instead of buying at a higher price because our market value has been driven up, I was thinking more people would be downsizing, taking advantage of the equity they have, and downsizing and paying off a smaller house. But I found for our clientele anyway, when I got down here to the bottom, look at this. So 15 of our clients were from divorce. Can you see that okay? 15 were from divorce. 21 were from upsizing versus 6 from downsizing. I wouldn't have known that had I not been analyzing the data, right? So it's just really, really fascinating to me to analyze the data. So 8 families, the only reason that they moved is they wanted to be closer to family. 15 of them because of divorce, 5 because there was a death in the family, 8 job relocation, 21 was upsizing, 6 downsizing. 15 of them were either investing or getting rid of rental properties. And we found that during COVID that a lot of our investors were selling rental properties and 1031ing them into something bigger, like an apartment complex or something. One commercial deal, 6 first-time home buyers and 2 vacation homes. So once you start analyzing this and where they come from, so 74 of our 87 transactions came from SOI, repeat business, referrals, and our past clients. It's been fantastic. 5, even though 15 were from divorce, 5 of them came from the courts, okay? So 10 of them I was able to close without ever taking them to court. And so that is our motivation as a special real estate commissioners. Even if we get those from court, we want to keep their court costs as low as possible. And so we figured out ways to communicate with both spouses so that they feel trust in us and knowledge and expertise so that we can actually get them to close without having to go back to court for additional court costs or attorney's fees, because they just add up so quickly. 3 of them came from open houses, but that one is difficult because a lot of our sphere of influence, we sold those homes because we had somebody from our open houses that then we went and took to off-market listings and sold. So kind of hard to judge all of that, but it's kind of fascinating, right? All right, so I just wanted to show you this. So if you know your numbers, then you can analyze where you're going to go for the next year, because it's so much more meaningful of what you need to market to and how to market for the next year. All right, so let's jump back into the presentation real quick. Oh, stop share, go back to the other one. I don't know what I'm doing. Screen share. Okay, thank you, Samantha. All right, so you're back to know your numbers, right? Okay, so here's one of the flyers that we have been mailing out, and it says, will you have financial freedom from your ex and the house after divorce? Because sometimes when people have divorced, one of the spouses still has the home. And if we can get to them before mediation, we can solve a lot of problems, as I mentioned. So one of the things that we do by specializing in divorce is we help homeowners, lawyers, and mediators at no cost gather house-related documents for more informed decision-making during family mediation. And we have free consultations. Most of the documents are free, and we help even the attorneys be more protected because we're providing the attorneys more information than what they normally get or even know to get. And we're going to talk about that more. I'm not going to show you a 13-minute video, but I'm going to just kind of introduce you to this video. This is a video that one of my lenders did with me. And let's see, I guess that's not going to screen share again, is it? Click on it. How do we get the screen share thing to figure it out? Right here. I don't know that you can see it. Can you see it? Yes. The video? Okay, so I'm just going to talk over it for a little bit, but maybe it's too noisy. Okay, so this is a video that Mike Demke and I did, and it's actually for divorce attorneys. So if you have a divorce attorney that you're trying to loop into maybe helping you get more leads, this will help you because it talks about what a collaborative team is, all of the things that we need to look for in risk management. And it's really a great video, and you can go to it later and watch it. It's on our YouTube channel. And so anyway, I just wanted to mention that that's there, okay? Okay, Amanda, I need to get back here to this. Is it on there? Yes. Okay. All right, so one of the things that we usually send out, and I gave this letter to the Dines and to David Najafi when he was doing his divorce case. And this letter kind of spells out in very simple language what our goal is in helping through the divorce. And it gives them the links to some videos. It gives them some information about our experience. It gives them information about how difficult it is to work with divorce clients and how we're here to help mitigate the costs. So if you ever need a letter to send out to any of your clients, we will send that and help you out. All right, so let's dive in deep to what a special real estate commissioner does. When I get awarded a special real estate commissioner job, I guess you would say, or case, or a home to sell or property to sell, then I get a court order, and it's usually 3 or 4 pages long, and most of it's the same because Maricopa County has the same boilerplate, but there's a lot of very specific things for each different divorcing couple as well, based on, are they through mediation yet? Do they have a divorce decree in place? Do they have multiple properties? Am I selling one or more of the properties? Like right now I have a court order to sell a property with the Dines, but but it's only one of the properties. Some of the other properties are out of state and are already in escrow, but this particular one, the sellers just were fighting so much the court had to order it. And I highlighted some specific things that I want to talk about. The number 4. So with the court order, timelines are very critical that we follow. And so we have 5 days once I get the court order to get access to the home. And after I get the home, I do the market analysis, I prepare that. And our team is very fortunate. We have David Klein. He is a certified appraiser on our team full time. And so we have him to do all of our comps and to help recommend a list price. So we go through less pain than other special real estate commissioners do, because they have to go get appraisals, and both spouses have to get appraisals. And we can kind of skip that by having a certified appraiser on our team. That's just been great. And so then we do that. If we can get the spouses to agree on a list price and a commission price, then we just do the listing and we get rocking and rolling on that. If we cannot get them to agree, then we will ask them to get their own appraisals. And if they will or won't, then the judge may appoint me to go get one in their behalf. And then I'll get reimbursed later after it closes. And so far, I've never had to get that far into it. I usually can convince the clients what they need to do and why they need to do it, because there's penalties if they don't. There's penalties in additional commission that will be owed. There's penalties with court costs and attorney's fees. And I can usually talk them into moving along and getting this through the process. And they usually have trust in me because I'm communicating the same facts to them. And I'm not playing favorites with them. Although the crazy thing about divorcing couples, they have to unload on you. And so you have to take time to let them unload, right? And for me, being a high D, that's not very fun, but I've learned that if I let them unload, I can get their trust and we can move along. So the next thing that we talk about here is offers. When we get offers in a special real estate commissioner setting, then we have to present them. So right now in Mexico, we have a $700,000 listing and we have a $320,000 offer coming in, right? And you're going, okay, who's going to agree on this, right? So I have to present it to both spouses. And if one spouse, if they both say no, but let's counter, then we just counter like we do traditionally. If one of the spouses says yes, but the other one says no, then I try to get them to compromise somehow, some way with countering something or other. But if I can get no compromise out of them, then I create and request a special hearing with the courts. And in that special hearing, I present where we are, all the facts, all the comps, all of the marketing, all of everything that I've done. And I have to include all my text messages, all my emails, all my communication logs. I have to keep track of everything so that I can present it to the courts. And sometimes I'll get in there and one spouse who's arguing it may have one document to show, and I'll have a whole stack of documents to show. And then the judge says, Ms. Day, what do you think? And I'll tell him what I think, and he goes, okay, I believe you, right? Because I'm so well documented when we get there. So when we get to court and we have to have a decision made, we present everything to the judge, and the judge will say, okay, Ms. Day, what do you recommend? I will give them my recommendations and why, and then he will try to get them to agree. If they can't get them to agree, he will say, go back and market it some more, go back and get another offer, or I not demand, but I require that you both sign this by, and he sets a date, and it's usually within 1 to 2 days. I require that you both sign this document, and it can be a counteroffer, it can be a closing doc, whatever stage we're at in the process, he will require them to sign it. And if they don't, then he just gives me permission to sign it for them. And that's what this document is here. So we recently had to go back to court. And in the last line there, the real estate commissioner is authorized to sign on behalf of any seller who refuses to sign. So he ordered that, and lo and behold, they both signed. But I have been in the position with the courts before where the husband just, I mean, he was so, I guess I don't want to use bad words, but he was so stupid. And the courts ordered me to sign for him. And that was really strange the first time I signed, because I'm doing, you know, Shanna Day for so-and-so as special real estate commissioner. And I'm like, this is a legal document that gets notarized. And so I had to go to closing and sign his name at closing. So back to this one, a little bit, say on number 10, okay, let's go back to 9 first, on court approval. When we have a listing that's court ordered, in the MLS, we have to put that there has to be court approval. And so it's under that special conditions section. And with the court approval, if we can get everything to move along and everybody to cooperate, then it just closes as a normal sale and we don't need court approval. It just closes and done, right? But if we have to fight and go back to court, that's why we need the court approval, because it buys us some time with the buyers while we go through that process. And we just went through that process, and it's actually easier now in COVID than it was before, because we don't have to go to the court and be there present with all of the parties and all of the attorneys. We just do it on Zoom. 15 minutes later, we have a decision. And it's really nice. So anyway, going to proceeds. Typically, this changes. It depends on how far they are into the court decree. If the proceeds are going to be distributed to the parties immediately, if we can get agreement, that's what happens. And if there's a court or a divorce decree in place, if the decree hasn't been decided yet, it just sits in title until they agree. Now, some title companies won't hold it. Their attorneys won't let them sit on money. So the last one was ordered to sit in the wife's attorney's account until that they got to that part of the process. And some of this is just really fascinating. With that particular one, they had been fighting over personal property for over 2 years before we could get to the sale of their house. And then they kept wanting to stall the sale of their house because they hadn't decided on who gets what out of the house. And they've been fighting so much, and it kept going back to court. And just funny situation where, like, he would say, "Judge, I can't even get her to give me my shoes out of the house." And then she'll bring in this suitcase with all of his shoes and say, "Here's all your shoes." And then he gets out of court, he'll open up the suitcase, see all the shoes, and realize that she had tricked him and given him all the right shoe, not left and right shoe. And in front of the judge, she's doing this, but she's tricking him. And so then he has to have another court date, more attorney's fees to even bring that back up with the judge. It's just the craziest things that happen in this world. But depending on how far they are in the divorce decree is what we do. Commissions are based on what we can negotiate up front. So if we can negotiate 6 or 7%, great. Sometimes if we are trying to get our names chosen, then we'll offer to do a discount to 5 up front, because I don't want to be that one of 4. I don't want a 25% chance of getting that special real estate commissioner job. I would rather have a 100% chance. So it's all based on negotiation with the parties up front, and you do the listing agreement then. If they can't agree, we go to court. So it's always if they can't agree. But with court costs, attorney's fees, and additional 1% listing fee over their heads, they usually are pretty cooperative on everything. Then this just says this order will remain in full force until it's effectively amended by the court. So this just keeps going even after maybe your listing may expire. So it's kind of interesting that this kind of overrides that. Okay. All right. So let's get into some 9 pain points of divorcing clients when they're trying to sell their real estate. So one, they need a real estate expert that also may be a special real estate commissioner from the Maricopa County courts. So they're attorneys Not all divorce attorneys have ever even asked for a special real estate commissioner. So not all attorneys even know how to do it. So if we could get to your clients and talk about this first, then they can request us. They also need a competent lender who can pre-qualify the clients or their spouses. And we say they should qualify both of them so that we know what situation they are going to be in once they go to get their divorce decree, okay? If we can maintain their home ownership eligibility, then everybody wins. There's less fighting, everybody wins. So if we can help them clean up their credit reports, we also have some software to help find hidden properties that maybe one spouse has and the other spouse doesn't know about. We also have the abilities to find them good rates and terms, and we're going to talk more about that in just a little bit, okay? So also talked about the need for a certified appraiser. Now, I'm going to tell you a scary story that this happened to us on one of our divorce clients, and how having our certified appraiser on our team really benefited us in this case. So it was 1 week before this couple was going to get their final mediation, and we found out that they hadn't been to mediation yet, and we put the brakes on. We said, whoa, 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 whoa. The wife was going to be a staying spouse, meaning she was going to stay in the home. And the husband had got his appraisal, and that appraisal came in at $600,000. The wife went and got her appraisal, and that came in at $800,000, right? So I had our certified appraiser, David Klein, look at it, and I said, okay, which one is closer? He did his numbers and calculations and said, you know what, it's somewhere in the middle. It's probably somewhere at 725. And so we fought with that for some time being in the middle. And we were able to talk the wife into not staying, because what divorce attorneys will not talk about usually is a couple things. And we're going to talk about this in a bit, but there's actually two gaps in the case file that attorneys have. These two gaps are title and also condition of home. So with an appraisal, the appraisal doesn't ever talk about the title, what might be liens on the title, and the appraisal doesn't ever talk about the condition of the home for the most part, right? It may require a thing or two, but for the most part, he's not doing a full inspection, or he or she. So with that, then we need to talk to the spouses about whether to go or stay. And in this particular case, we said, wife, we really recommend that you not stay. We feel like that we can get you more than what your husband's attorney is telling you. And your attorney is not telling you about all of the things that you could be paying for. You may or may not have issues with your home, which in her case, once we got the inspection, there were a ton of issues that she was not aware of. Her husband had taken care of everything for the home. She had no idea that the air conditioners were on their last leg, had no idea that there were some trust problems in the attic, etc. So once we got that, we convinced her to go, sell the home and go, so that we could then divide the equity fairly, instead of just dividing the appraised value, divide it by 2, subtract the mortgage, and divide the proceeds like most divorce attorneys do. So we were able to analyze it from multiple facets for her. She had not looked at her title report, didn't know there was a lien on the property, which she would have been liable for had she kept the property and stayed in the property, right? She did not know the condition of the property. She did not know about, and we're going to get to this in a little bit, but she didn't know here about insurance needs. She needed to know how many insurance claims had been on the property. Since her husband took care of everything, she didn't realize that it already had 2 claims against it. She wouldn't be able to get more insurance when she bought a new property, because the insurance claims stay with the homeowner, not the home, because it's a risk to the insurance company to then insure the new homeowner, because they tend to file claims. Does that make sense? So some of these things that we cover that divorce attorneys don't cover, certified appraiser, sometimes we have to have a certified public accountant look at them, and especially when we're talking about sales of businesses or divorces that are selling their their self-employed business or something. We need to have that analyzed very, very closely. Title and escrow, we need to make sure that the title is researched. We're also going to find out if there are other hidden properties or other hidden loans that they have. Here's a scary story too that we see happen quite often. There may be a HELOC on the property that, even though it has a zero balance, one of the spouses tend to go out and use it as an ATM, and they spend all of it. Say if you have a $100,000 HELOC and they go out and they buy a new car, they go out and they put down payment on another house, they go out and they spend the HELOC without the other staying spouse even knowing. It's crazy how often that happens. So when they're going through a divorce, we need to make sure that all the clients are putting everything on hold. They can't buy anything. They can't spend the money in their savings accounts, checking accounts. It all goes on hold, okay? The importance of having a home inspector, number 6, and having a home inspector like ours for our team that has reports that are very easy to read, very easy to negotiate from, is very, very important. We've had some inspection reports where it takes us, one of our team members had one, I believe it took him 16 hours to decipher all the codes on there, whether it was dangerous, hazardous, needs work, whatever. He had to do 16 hours worth of work to decide what the Benzer was even gonna look like, right? So having a home inspector with good experience or great experience and reports that are easy to read and to negotiate from. Then we talked about insurance. Having a home warranty in place is very valuable. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a few minutes, okay? So you also want to go with a real estate team that has expert skill sets in marketing, strategies, and negotiations. So we have on our team, in my opinion, the best marketing, the best strategies, and the best negotiation skills. Okay, so what we do, we're a highly collaborative team, and we've put together, so we have our team of realtors, and we've put together a team of collaborative experts. Like we just talked about, an inspector, an insurance agent, a home warranty person. We're going to talk about all of these things. All of our consultations are free, so feel free to call us. So the first thing is talking about a real estate expert. So this just talks a little bit about me. I'm a team leader. I'm licensed in Utah, Arizona as well. Special real estate commissioner with Maricopa County Courts, and I have court experience. I had the designation. I had 10 years in real estate, zoning, development, real estate construction for luxury homes. Then the last 12 years, licensed realtor, team leader. I'm currently ranked, I don't know, last I looked, number 137 of 800 or 80,000 Arizona realtors. And then I'm also what's called the project manager for the highly skilled collaborative team of divorce experts. So I manage the whole team of inspectors, appraisers, insurance, all of that. That's on top of my real estate team. So here's an example, and I threw in there Ramon Espinoza because he works for the same financial company, AmeriFirst Financial. It's literally 2 miles from my house. I practically raised those owners from Boy Scout days. So they have, like, for example, Mike Demke, Ramon Espinoza, they have experience with divorcing clients, all of the issues on how to get them pre-qualified as they're splitting. Because keep in mind, they're splitting all of their proceeds. So when they're used to, having income of whatever it is, $500,000 a year or $100,000 a year, now it's half of that. A lot of this just talks about the continuing education. So Mike Demke, he does a lot of the coaching with me because he's actually a coach for the divorce designation and has a lot of expertise in finding missing properties and getting people qualified for loans that maybe not be eligible otherwise. So the certified appraiser, we talked about that there's 2 gaps in the case file with divorcing attorneys, that they don't really ever pay too much attention to the title. Some of them do, but some of them don't. And they don't pay attention to the condition of the home. So having David Klein on our team again, he's been a certified appraiser since 2002. He's been a realtor since 2012. He's part of our full-time team, and we can pay him to assist you in any of these projects. Certified public accountant, I'm going to skip that because most of our clients in the higher level, they have their own public accountants. But if we're selling a business or commercial, our team does commercial, we do business sales too. Okay. Title and escrow. I love David Epstein at Magnus Title UTA. I believe that they hired him specific for our team. All of our business is with him. I bet probably have 90% of our business with them right now. And he's got probably, I don't know, 18 of our escrows in right now. So he's worked with Magnus since 2018 when we pulled him over. He's worked multiple divorce escrows and with vast complication. And he's experienced with 1031 exchanges. So some of our clients right now are in the middle of exchanging several properties, probate, estate experience, residential and commercial escrow. Again, home inspector, I kind of talked about the importance of that, but here's the example of the one that we prefer, Taft Holbrook with Swift. He has 15 years of construction background, 11 years of certified appraiser, 14 years licensed inspector for both Arizona and Utah. And he also offers guarantees and warranties. He has concise report language, photo suggestions, and he doesn't blow up the deal. Can't believe how many inspectors will blow up deals. The other thing that we're going to talk about is insurance eligibility and the home warranty. So with insurance eligibility, we don't have one insurance agent that's on our team because we have to work with each of the homeowners insurance companies. You know, just like when we sell real estate, we have to get a claims history report. Quite often for the courts, we have to go beyond the claims history report and we have to get the full clue report. And I bet you didn't even know that they weren't the same thing. A clue report is kind of a massive report. If there were claims, it has a lot more history than just the claim and the dollar amount on it. And with those, we try to find out if the homeowners can still be eligible to purchase homeowners insurance after their divorce. They may or may not be able to get homeowners insurance on a new house or even the existing house. It's crazy. And each different homeowner insurance company is different. So we have to know what questions to ask to be able to find out if we can protect our clients or not. Also a big shout out for Yvette Myers at Old Republic Home Warranty. I do say that almost exclusively we give all of our business to Old Republic, and Yvette has been awesome to be available to answer questions. And I can think of in 12 years, 2 times that I even had to call Yvette and say, this isn't working out for my client. And I think they threw maybe $250 at it and it went away. So only 2 times in 12 years in all of the business we've done, have we ever even questioned what they've done on their home warranties. I'm really, really giving her a giant shout out for that. All right, so talk about marketing strategy and negotiation. So as we work with you, then you get to benefit by using all of our luxury marketing strategy and negotiation skills. So 22 years of negotiating for me, 18 for David. And we've got top-notch luxury marketing across the board. So no matter what price range you're in, whether it's residential, commercial, we have top marketing, top strategy, and negotiation skills. Now, I want to throw this out there because you already have this. So we offer this. You can have a cash offer in 3 days. Well, what is that? It's Keller offers, right? Keller offers, big shout out. We have offered Keller offers to so many of our clients. Now, the great thing about it is very few of them ever take it, because then they go over here and they say they don't want a cash offer. They want to list it with us, have us market it, negotiate it, and get top dollar. Because obviously the cash offer is going to be a wholesale price, but it gives us tools in the toolbox. And we have followed suit with Janine and her program, her Beautify program, and we call it our Ready to Sell Beautify program. So we have up to $50,000 available for sellers to help get their properties ready. If they have their own cash, great. If they don't, then we loan it to them for a 10% fee, which is paid at close of escrow. And we have our experts go in. So our experts go in, determine the value, and I should have put on this list what we typically do when we go to a listing presentation, but we have a 3-column list where we have an as-is price, a cleanup price and a fix-up price. And with having Dave as our co-lister on our properties, he goes with us and he has the appraiser mentality. He's going to say, well, as is, you can get, let's say, for example, $450,000 as is. But if we clean it up and de-junk and take care of it, clean the carpet or whatever, then we could probably bump it to 475. If we come in and we paint it and we change out the bedroom carpet and we stage it or something, then we can maybe bump it to $600,000. Once we run all of the closing numbers and the costs, we give them a bottom line, and then it's obvious to them, do they want to take an as-is offer? Do they want to, clean it up, or do they want to repair it? And as a luxury team, since I've been doing this for 22 years, I have a great resource of vendors for painters, countertops, drywallers, whatever you need. Our team has specialists that can go in and get the home ready and provide it ready to sell to get top dollar in a very short period of time. Here's another toolbox that we want to kind of throw out there so that if anyone needs additional information. Now, MLS search, you all have that in your toolbox. You have the MLS search that you can set people up on, but you also have this. You have the Kelly app, right? You have our Kelly app, our command. And so I threw that out there for a reason, because use it as a tool in your open houses, in your marketing to get leads, either for divorce or probate. I mean, you can just get leads by advertising this stuff. I got a referral for New York and I threw her out on my Kelly app and she found homes to look at in New York from my Kelly app. How great is that, right? And then I wanted to go into detail about this ad insight. Oops, I just skipped it. When you go to your Kelly app, when you come down here to this consumer section, it's going to say ad insight. Click on the ad insight and it becomes kind of a mini Yelp, right? So wherever I'm at dinner, I'm at lunch, I'm at the spa, wherever I'm at, I'm going to stop for a minute, take a picture of the spa or do a video and write a little kind of Yelp review, add it in here so that when people are on the app in our community, whose Yelp ads or insights are they going to keep landing on? Yours, ours, right? So every time you're somewhere, add to that insight. It's very, very important, very, very powerful tool in our KW tool belt. Talk about Keller Mortgage, okay? That is a huge tool to get more business from your open houses or from your advertising. Of course, the 0+ loan, 0 lender fees, 0 origination fees, plus $1,000 toward your closing costs. Now, one of the things that we've enjoyed about using Keller Mortgage is that they order the appraisal at the beginning of the process. If it falls out of escrow for any reason, they pay for that appraisal and the client doesn't. But if it does close, then the client pays for it at close of escrow. That helps us close transactions on time every time. It's fantastic. And they have great lenders at Keller Mortgage. It's a fabulous lending program, great rates. It's for all the Keller Williams agents and the cross agents. So if you have a listing and you have a client offering on it that has issues, offer to let them use Keller Mortgage. That way you don't have to offer seller's concessions or anything. If they use Keller Mortgage, there goes the seller's concessions and the seller nets more money. So just a quick thing, we have a lot of marketing strategies and a complete team to help. Here we go with just some of the things. We have digital marketing. We have lots and lots and lots of collateral materials with postcards, flyers, letters, everything that goes out, right? Luxury signs. I can't even tell you how much business that's given us because we have Keller Williams Red. That's why I stay with Keller Williams. They have Keller Williams Red. And with that, our open house signs stand out. Everything about Keller Williams stands out above the competition. And also here on the right, we have our Beautify program again that explains that. So here's a YouTube video that I just want to, I'm not going to show it to you because it's a Zoom meeting that our appraiser did with me, and it's on how to increase the value of your home. I would recommend that you go to our YouTube channel, Shanna Day Team YouTube channel. And on this channel, let me move this real quick. Let's see, you can't see my screen anymore, can you?
It's a black screen. Oh, there's the link.
Okay, so now can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, so from the YouTube channel, okay. I just wanted to kind of go back here for a second. Click on our videos, and then from all the videos, you can see all the different properties that we do and compare, you know, our luxury listings to anybody else's, or we do the same thing for our luxury listings as we do, you know, our condos. And so take time to come through here and see some of our listings, like an appraising an old home versus a new home. Appraising, what does an appraiser do? Here's some, an agent versus an appraiser, adjusting the price of your home. How many times do you go on a listing appointment and your seller says what the cost of or the per square foot is, you know, 200 in my neighborhood. But then as a realtor, you have to say, but that doesn't matter. Square footage doesn't matter. And how do you explain it? If you go to our YouTube channel, you can get all of these quick little clues and tidbits on how to answer your clients' questions on that. I hope this is helpful to all of you. But on this one, increasing your value, Dave and I did a Zoom meeting, and it was for all of our clients, and it was great on increasing the value of their home before they sold it. And we gave some examples of homes that we had sold. One in particular, I don't know if I have it here. Yeah, I have before and afters here. Here's one on Maple Street that we sold. I'm going to have Sam help me here. The agents who had it listed before Dave and I listed it had it listed for 617 days. Then we got it. We did our Beautify program on it, and voila. Here's before. Can you see this? So here, before and after. Before, after. Can you see the big difference? And I kind of wonder why, like, look at this next picture here coming up. And you go, no wonder it sat on the market for 617 days, right? Look at that. Okay, so our Beautify program really, really works. And you have to know what you're doing so that you know how to advise your clients. Okay, back to here. So here's another one. Oops, I didn't want that one. Next, where did that? I wanted to do this one. We did a luxury auction on this one, and we did before and after. And we had the, oh man, we rehabbed this house for 4 months, I think. Start back over so you can see. Can you see it on the screen? All right, so here's before and after. Huge difference, right? Look inside, before, after. So whether you use this for divorce or doing before and afters for our Beautify program, we want to partner with you on making your listings stand out and get top dollar for your agents. We're willing to co-list, we're willing to market, we're willing to negotiate, we're willing to do anything to get you more business at a higher level. That'll probably, if you take that into account, you might be able to jump your average, say from, you know, 300,000 to 600,000. And by jumping your average, let our team do all the paperwork, do all the marketing, do all the negotiating, and you just go get more business. So even just by partnering with us, you can increase your business twofold. That's after sharing commissions. Okay, so next, I want to talk to you a little bit about increasing your business using an open house chain reaction. And do I have to share that one? I've got to figure out how to do this better. Okay, I'm gonna play this for you so you can hear it. It's short.
Buyers and sellers.
Okay, hang on a
Here's an
second.
example. If you think that open houses are a waste of time, think again. Recently, the Shanna Day Team had multiple open house chain reactions that resulted in a plethora of buyers and sellers. Here's an example. Our team listed and sold house number 1 on June Circle for $679,000 at an open house the first day. The buyer of house number 1 also hired us to sell his home, house number 2 on Tucana, which we sold the first weekend at an open house for $415,000. Well, guess what? He was a realtor, but hired the Shanna Day Team to sell his house. We took our seller of house number 1 to our pocket listing house number 3 on Preston and sold it in one day before it even hit the market for $573,000. We took our seller of house number 3 to house number 4 and got them into contract on Oasis for $950,000. Our buyers on house number 4 gave us a buyer referral for house number 5 on 40th Street for $1,475,000. The buyers for house number 5 referred us to sell house number 6 on Haven for $335,000. The seller of house number 6 purchased house number 7 on Inglewood for $532,000. The buyer of house number 7 referred us to a buyer who purchased house number 8 on Adobe for $316,000. Guess what? Remember the buyers back on house number 5? Well, they are relocating, and we just resold their home for $1,550,000 in just 9 days, and are now looking for a $2 million property. That is over $10 million of sales, and our goal is to keep the chain reaction going. How do we create these open house chain reactions? Call or text us at 480-415-7616 for a free, no obligation consultation and become part of our next chain reaction.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing that for a second and go back to this. Some of the marketing that we do. Are you on that? I don't think you're on that. Shoot. Not that. This one. Oh, nice. Bear with me. Where's my Zoom go? Okay, here we go. You're there, right? Okay. So some of the marketing that we do is we help the homeowners know what to do to prepare for the photos and home showings. And here's the life of an escrow. If we put this together for our team so it could explain to the buyers, the sellers, how much work is involved in a transaction and how much work we have to do to manage that transaction and how at risk they are if they don't use us. So it's very helpful. Here's some of our promises that we have, why to choose us. I just want to show you real quick what our team organizational chart looks like. And if you know of anybody that would like to join our team so that you can get profit share, like if you're a solo agent and you're not building a team, if you know of anybody, please direct them my way. We'd love to build out our team some more, and then that way you get the profit share. Please connect with us. We have all of the social media platforms, and we have a full-time social media guy that just posts 8 hours a day to either social media, writing blogs, posting Facebook ads, running ads in groups, Facebook groups in California. And this can make you shine too if you have a client. So if you want to co-list on anything, we will really make you shine. So bottom line, you don't need to get all this education. You don't need to have this much experience, and you don't need to put all of these materials together. Just go out, use command, run your ads, talk to people, do some social media marketing, and then leverage our team as the collaborative team to co-list with you. And that's whether it's probate, that's whether it's a short sale, that's whether it's a divorce, a luxury, whatever it is that you don't know how to do, call us and we will make you shine. Thanks for letting me come today. And I'll open it up. Jason, maybe you will open it up if there's anybody with questions. I'm happy to help.
People, what questions do you have for Shanna? was a great information there, Shanna. I mean, a lot of like what it takes to run in the divorce arena, the resources that you have available to team. And so much of that stuff in team is what goes toward, it's not just, okay, I'm a real, I can be a special commissioner, excuse me, with the court. You're able to do that because you have all of this other stuff behind you as well. And so that ability to market and represent is humongous. So folks, anything you want to ask for Shanna, you got her here.
Here I have something. So Shanna, how often do you find yourself in a situation where, and what do you do to get out of it where it does get over emotional? I mean, I know that you've got outside of a court situation, because I even had an instance where the woman was going to buy her house and move on, and it ended up where he was talking about guns. It just got super, super crazy. What do you do in those? I mean,
hey Val, it's nice to see you on. Thank you. That's a great question, and really crazy things happen. One of my clients, and you're not going to believe this, but one of my clients set his house on fire. So house burned down, and then he was in jail. Haven't seen or heard from him since. So I don't even know what happened after that. But a lot of crazy things happen. And the question about how you keep people, moving along is, it helps to be a high D personality for one, because I can just say stop and I don't put up with a lot of stuff. And I can keep moving along by telling them what the next step of the process is. And I can say, here's what needs to happen and this is why. So an example, yesterday, as we were negotiating with Charles and Elizabeth Dine's clients, and husband and wife obviously have been fighting for a long time, not communicating, court order against protection, I believe. And so I'm communicating with her, Charles is communicating with him, but yet I'm on the text thread and just trying to say, this is where we are, this is what needs to happen, and this is how we're going to do it, and include in there my years of experience shows. And the thing that we ended up on yesterday that worked pretty well was, I believe that if we just increase the purchase price by the amount of the home warranty and the HOA fees that were due, I think it was $1,643 that we had to add. If we increase it that much to cover it, then that gives us a little bit more room to, when we get that long Binzer back, because I don't know about you, we're getting huge, I mean, just gigantic long Binzers on our properties now in this crazy COVID situation. It's so unbelievable. But we get these long Binzers, and I said to Ryan and his wife, and I'm like, I think we use the divorce to your advantage. We'll see if this works, but this is how I got them to cooperate to actually sign the offer. Was, let's use it to your advantage in the fact that when we get that long Binzer, I can't get them to cooperate. It's a divorce situation. We'll have to go back to court, and I could probably get another $1,500, and it helps with negotiating with the couple. If we can use the divorce with it, it helps to get the couple to agree if they know that, okay, if you don't agree with me, we'll just go back to court and we'll let the judge decide. And I usually just keep that as the ace up my sleeve. And I don't threaten them with the additional 1% until we're actually at the court and I ask the judge for it. They know it because they get a copy of the court order, but I usually just try to tactfully get the process moving along by giving them the next steps. So even with our regular clients, for example, when they go into the inspection period, I text them this big explanation of what the inspection period entails. And they have 3 choices. It goes back to the seller for 5 days and the buyer for 5 days. And I explain that situation to them, and I send it to the wife, I send it to the husband, and they know exactly what the next step is. So keeping everybody informed logically and keeping them without the emotions is really, really good. So don't react with an emotion. That's my biggest advice. just react with facts with no emotion. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely does. Thanks.
My pleasure. Any
Any
other
other
questions?
questions? All right. Well, everybody, I have added in the chat links to Shanna Day's team, the Shanna Day Team's YouTube channel, as well as the divorce video specifically that she had shown on here. I've added them also to our Facebook live feed that has been going. You'll find that on the Keller Williams East Valley page, as well as in our KWEV group. So you'll be able to go there and check those out. But like she said, reach out to her, connect. She's a great resource, a phenomenal asset here to the office. Shanna, thank you very much for your time here today.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right, everybody, remember,
Thank you,
Business
Shanna.
Planning Clinic tomorrow, 9 to 3. Insurance signups next week, Monday and Tuesday, and the ALC panel next Wednesday. Until then, everybody, have a great rest of your week. Be safe and be strong out there. Onward together.
Thank you.